BGMC. The biblical truth lives here.
We are living in a time like no other in history, but fortunately for us, God wrote it all down in His prophecies. Find out what prophecies happened this week ripped straight from the headlines. Stay tuned for the Prophecy Headlines news show on the Remnant's Call.
Remnant's Call! End time prophecy news. Da 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 da. The first news story is an amazing news story from Israel.
La primera historia es una historia impresionante desde Israel.
Yesterday,
En el día de ayer,
for the first time in almost 2,000 years,
por primera vez en casi 2000 años,
it happened to be on the wrong day, but it was the day.
tenía que ser en el día equivocado, pero fue ayer.
They sacrificed the Passover lamb in Jerusalem.
Sacrificaron la Pascua
Amén.
en Jerusalén.
I don't know why they did it yesterday,
No sé por qué lo hicieron el día de ayer,
okay? But they did do it in Jerusalem for the first time in almost 2,000 years.
pero sí lo hicieron en Jerusalén por casi 2000 años sin hacerse.
Okay, going on to the next slide. The United Nations Director General
La Dirección General de las Naciones Unidas
said that Jerusalem is the city of King David.
dijo que Jerusalén es la ciudad del rey David.
It is the city of King David.
Es la ciudad del rey David.
Okay, that means it is Jewish.
Eso quiere decir que es judío.
Things are moving quickly, people.
Las cosas están avanzando rápidamente.
Okay, going on to the next slide. We had a soldier murdered this week
Tenemos un soldado que ha sido asesinado
by a
esta semana
Muslim Palestinian
por un palestino musulmán
who was a coward.
que fue un cobarde.
The young man was standing by a bus stop.
Este soldado estuvo parado en la parada del autobús
And some disgusting Muslim animal
y un animal musulmán
decided to run him over.
lo atropelló.
Okay? This is why we can't have peace with them, because they're animals.
Es por eso la razón que no podemos tener paz con ellos, porque son como
And they
animales.
deserve to be treated like animals and put in cages.
Y entonces merecen ser tratados como animales y puestos
You want to
en
fight me?
jaulas.
Come on, let's fight.
Si quieres pelear conmigo, vamos a
Be
pelear.
some fun.
Y vamos a
Don't be a
tener,
coward. To take
disfrutar
your
esto.
car and run somebody over.
Pero son cobardes y tomaron un carro y atropellaron.
Next news story from Israel. This is another fascinating story.
Esta es otra noticia fascinante.
The state of Texas,
El estado de Texas,
the state that's probably going to become its own country soon,
este estado que probablemente va a ser se va a independizar muy
they
pronto.
passed a law in Texas,
Ellos pasaron una ley allá en Texas,
anti-BDS law,
una ley de anti-BDS,
because they're going to work with Israel.
porque ellos quieren trabajar con
The
Israel.
vote passed 25-4
Y la
to
ley-
work with Israel
Y la ley pasó 25 menos 4.
and support Israeli businesses.
Y ellos van a soportar a Israel a ayudar en los negocios.
Next news story.
Próxima historia.
Israeli intelligence is the one that told President Trump that it was a chemical attack.
La inteligencia israelí fue la que le informó al presidente Trump de los ataques químicos.
Everybody knows that we struck Syria with 59 Tomahawk missiles the other day.
Todos saben que atacamos Siria con how many missiles?
59.
Con 59 misiles.
We had to make sure they worked.
Teníamos que asegurarnos que funcionara.
Now, why did we do it?
¿Por qué hicimos esto?
Because Israeli intelligence said if you don't do it, we're going to do it.
Porque la inteligencia israelí dijo, si no lo hacen ustedes, nosotros lo haremos.
Remember, 2 weeks ago,
Recuerden que hace 2 semanas atrás,
Israel struck a convoy in Syria by Damascus.
Israel atacó un convoy en Damasco.
Now, why did they do that?
¿Por qué hicieron ellos eso?
Understand that plane that dropped the bomb
Entiendan que este avión que lanzó el misil,
to gas all those people to death.
lanzó esa bomba para matar a todas esas personas con ese gas.
In another 45 seconds,
En otros 45 segundos,
that same plane that gassed those people in Syria
que atacó a esas personas allá en Siria,
could be in Tel Aviv
también podía haber estado en Tel Aviv.
in another 45 seconds.
En otros 45 segundos.
You put the afterburners on Mach 1 to go from there, where you were, to Tel Aviv, you'll be there in 45 seconds.
Y si ellos hubiesen puesto su dirección para ir hacia Tel Aviv, hubiesen podido llegar allá en 45 segundos.
And they won't be able to stop them.
Y ellos no hubiesen podido detenerlos.
And millions would die.
Y millones hubieran muertos. O
When I get
miles.
to the prophecy, you'll see why.
Y cuando lleguemos a las profecías podrás ver por qué.
Going on to the next news story, anti-Semitism story.
Noticias de antisemitismo.
First anti-Semitism story. Anti-Semitism is very high once again in the country of Germany.
El antisemitismo está nuevamente bien alto en Alemania.
Jewish people had to pull their son out of high school
Personas judías tuvieron que sacar a sus hijos de la secundaria.
after 4 months of verbal and physical abuse. Now it got very physical.
Y después de unos 4 meses de abuso verbal, ahora sí fue bien físico.
It's illegal to homeschool, but they are going to homeschool their child.
Es ilegal allá hacer homeschooling, pero ellos van a tener que educar en casa.
And wonderful Muslims were beating up the Jew.
Y esos musulmanes hermosos, ellos golpearon al judío.
Next anti-Semitism story. In France,
En Francia,
in Paris, France,
en París,
a
Francia,
67-year-old woman was dragged to the roof of of the apartment she lived in.
una señora de 67 años de edad estuvo en su azotea
And thrown from the roof
y ella fue lanzada de la azotea.
because she was Jewish.
Ella fue lanzada del rufo porque ella era judía.
What do we have a lot of in Paris, France? Muslims.
¿Qué hemos tenido últimamente allá y en abundancia en París? Musulmanes.
Next news story. The Palestinian Authority and media
La media de Palestina, la autoridad de la información en Palestina,
they're boasting that they had 93 attacks this past month in Israel.
ellos reportaron que tuvieron 93 ataques, que hicieron 93 ataques allá en Israel.
Make it 74 up front on the thermostat. And turn it on auto, please. Next news story. End time prophecy news.
Noticias arrancado los encabezados.
Damascus. Why is this so important, what happened this week?
Damasco, ¿por qué eso es tan importante lo que pasó en esa semana?
Because the prophecy of Isaiah 17 verse 1 has not occurred yet.
Esto es importante porque la profecía de Isaías 17:1 todavía no ha acontecido.
The second oldest city in the world is the city of Damascus, or Damascus.
La segunda ciudad más antigua del mundo es Damasco.
It has always been inhabited by people.
Y siempre ha estado habitada por personas.
Going to the news story. There you see our ships
Ahí puedes ver nuestros barcos.
and a really cool bomber plane. That
Y-
is so cool looking.
Y un bombardero bien elegante.
Okay, they're in the Mediterranean right now.
Ahora mismo están en el Mediterráneo.
And from the ships that are right behind the aircraft carrier,
Y estos buques, estos barcos están detrás de los aviones.
those are the ones that fired the Tomahawk missiles.
Esos fueron los que bombardearon el Tomahawk, el misil.
Okay, but last night,
Pero anoche,
the Russians sent a whole bunch of their ships to be by our ships.
los rusos también enviaron tropas para estar con nuestros
If
barcos.
you don't have a gun, I suggest getting one shortly.
Si no tienes una arma, yo te sugiero que tengas una rápidamente.
Okay, the Isaiah 17 prophecy is looking like it's about to happen.
Y la profecía de Isaías 17 parece que va a ocurrir muy rápidamente.
Next news story, Matthew 24 verse 7, the Lord talks about wars and rumors of wars.
Profecías, guerras en Mateo 24:7. Guerras y rumores de guerra.
The first news story
La próxima
is a
historia
Coptic Christian was murdered by the Muslims this past week
fue que un cóptico cristiano fue asesinado por un musulmán esta semana
because he would not deny Messiah.
porque él no negó al Mesías.
When Messiah said nation versus nation and kingdom versus kingdom,
Cuando el Mesías dice nación, reino contra reino, nación contra nación,
we're looking at the kingdom versus kingdom part in this story.
en esa historia estamos viendo el reino en contra de otro reino.
It's time to send the Muslims to go meet their moon god in hell.
Es tiempo de decir o enviar a los musulmanes a encontrarse con su Dios de la luna en el infierno.
Next war story. There you see pictures of the chemical attack.
Ahí puedes ver imágenes de ataques químicos.
It was sarin nerve gas that they used.
Fueron seven.
The sarin is sarin.
Seven.
What that does is it kills you nice and slow.
Lo que este químico veneno hace es matarte lentamente.
It paralyzes you,
Te paraliza primero
and then you try to gasp for air.
y entonces luego de esto te asfixias por la falta de
That's
oxígeno.
what they used. I watched the videos.
Esto es lo que hace. Yo he visto los videos.
Torah tells us that we must protect those that can't protect themselves.
Y la Torah nos dice que nos sugiere que debemos de proteger a aquellos que no se pueden proteger por sí
So was the president right? Absolutely.
Así que estuvo correcto el presidente, absolutamente.
It's also letting the world know that America's back.
La media social quiere enseñar que Estados Unidos es malo.
Now we just got to get spiritually back, and then we'll be invincible. We just have to get spiritually back, and then we'll be invincible.
Ahora solamente necesitamos regresar a estar espiritualmente bien y sobreviviremos.
Next war story. There you see a picture of the Tomahawk missile leaving the ship.
En Siria fueron destruidos las bases aéreas.
Next news story. There you see North Korea firing off some of their missiles.
Ahí puedes ver Corea del Norte lanzando sus misiles.
The other reason we hit Syria,
La otra razón porque atacamos a Siria
it was a man speak.
fue
It was macho man.
fue algo de hombres.
Okay? If you don't understand men speak,
Si no entiendes cómo los hombres hablan,
want to see my new toy?
¿quieres ver mi
I got this
juguete
really
nuevo?
cool gun.
Ese es mi juguete nuevo, mira.
Want to
una-
see my new
una-
missiles and how they work?
¿Quieres ver mis misiles y cómo trabajan?
The president was sending a message to North Korea, don't think you can do what you think you can do.
El presidente estuvo mandando también ese mensaje al Corea del Norte diciéndole no hagas lo que
Right, man? This is man speak.
tú son cosas de hombre.
I've been working out a little bit. Huh? You really want to do that?
¿Realmente quieres hacer esto?
And that's what the president was doing.
Eso fue lo que el presidente también estuvo haciendo.
Next news story. Life is precious to God.
La vida es preciosa para el Señor.
In the next
Apreciada.
news story,
En esa historia,
we might have to move to South Carolina.
Quizás no debamos de mudar a Carolina del Sur.
South Carolina is trying to pass a law in their state
Carolina del Sur está tratando de pasar una ley en su estado
that protects the right of the unborn.
que
Amén.
que proteja la vida de los que no han nacido aún.
Now, it acknowledges God as being the creator of life and gives liberty.
El conocimiento de what is it, Rob?
It acknowledges God
El que conoce a Dios, el que reconoce a Dios
and the creator of life
como el creador de la vida,
and gives us liberty.
nos da la libertad.
And it says that a baby inside the mother is a person.
Y ellos han dicho que
Amén.
un bebé dentro de la barriga, del vientre de la madre, es una persona.
Next news story. Hail. Psalm 78 verse 48.
Granizo, Salmo 78.
The Lord said He's going to throw a few baseballs. You know it's baseball season?
¿Sabes qué es temporada de béisbol?
The Lord was warming up in Alabama.
El Señor estuvo practicando en Alabama.
Look at the size of that.
Miren el tamaño de este granizo.
Baseball sized hail reported in southern Alabama.
Fueron estos granizos estaban del tamaño de una pelota de
The
béisbol.
Lord
en
loves
Alabama.
baseball.
El Señor ama la pelota.
You know how you know the Lord loves baseball? This is not going to translate, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because in the big inning, ba-dum-bum. All right. The big inning, big inning. Got it? Sometimes it's hard being with another language because it doesn't work. Next news story, look at the size of those hail balls.
Miren el tamaño de esos granizos.
That was in Myanmar.
Ese fue en Myanmar.
No, look at the tennis ball next to it. Look at the size of them.
Miren el tamaño de la... Comparen la pelota.
No, it's the size of a handball. I mean, look how round they are.
Miren qué tan redondo eso.
That killed 600 chickens and a cow.
Eso mató 600 gallinas y una vaca.
No more pollo.
No más.
Pollo supremo, no. Pollo dedo.
Pollo frío.
Pollo frío. Next news story. In the end of days, evil will be called good, and good will be called evil.
Al final de los tiempos, el malo iba a ser llamado bueno y lo bueno malo.
In this news story,
Esa historia.
at the Texas State University,
En el estado de Texas, en la Universidad de Texas,
there was somebody that was demonstrating against abortion.
hubo algo que estaba haciendo,
Demonstrating against abortion.
estaba demostrando algo en contra del aborto
And he had some posters up of abortions.
y tuvo algunos afiches de lo que era aborto. lo que
One
es
of the
aborto.
other students
Uno de otros estudiantes
came up and tore up everything of his display.
vino y hizo un desastre de toda su presentación.
Because he said his girlfriend just went through an abortion.
Porque él dice que su novia recientemente tuvo un aborto.
And it reminded him on the murdering of that baby.
Y eso
Good, you twit.
y eso le recordaba lo que fue su error en hacerse
That's what you
aborto.
should have did to his face.
Es esto lo que debemos de hacer en su rostro.
So it's okay for you to destroy my stuff
Entonces está bien de a ti destruir mis cosas,
because you can't take responsibility of your own actions.
porque tú no puedes tomar responsabilidad de tus propias acciones.
Next news story. Without a vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29, verse 18.
Proverbios 29:18. Sin visión el pueblo perece, sin conocimiento.
Here in the wonderful sanctuary city of Chicago,
En ese santuario de Chicago,
where you cannot own a gun,
donde no puedes tener un arma,
the parents are asking the school system
los padres se le han pedido al sistema de educación
for bulletproof helmets and vests.
para que manden cobertura de antibalas,
Because they have so much violence and shootings in a place where you can't have a gun.
porque tienen muchos tiroteos y violencia en lugares donde no puedes tener armas.
Okay? 7 people were killed in 3 separate shootings in 12 hours this past week.
7 personas han sido asesinadas en menos de 12 horas.
In 12 hours.
En 12 horas.
In a place where you can't have a gun.
En un lugar donde no puedes tener un arma.
Wonder how that's working for you.
Quiero saber cómo eso trabaja para ti.
Next news story. This is a horrible story.
Esta noticia es terrible.
Only 4% of millennials hold a biblical worldview.
Solamente un 4% de milenios pueden mantener
Only
¿cómo?
4% believe in the Bible.
Solo un 4% cree en la Biblia
Believe that Messiah has come.
y creen que el Mesías ha venido.
Should we blame the children?
¿Podemos culpar a los niños?
No, we should blame their grandparents
Sí, debemos de culpar a sus abuelos
and their disgusting parents.
y a sus padres repugnados.
The worst generation was my mother's generation. They're the ones that fell away.
La peor generación fue la generación de mis padres, que ellos se alejaron de la palabra.
After World War II, this country took a nosedive spiritually.
Después de la Segunda Guerra Mundial, este país tuvo una declinación de la palabra.
We fought evil, but we didn't fight it with the heart. We fought evil
Nosotros peleamos la maldad,
in the Nazis. We fought the Nazis,
peleamos contra los nazis,
but we didn't fight with our hearts and with God.
pero no peleamos contra nuestros propios
So
deseos del
now,
corazón.
these kids are the product of their great-grandparents.
Y ahora estos niños son el resultado de sus abuelos y bisabuelos.
Next news story. No, that's from last week. I forgot to take it out. Sickness, Deuteronomy 28, verse 22. Get ready for this, everybody.
Enfermedades, prepárense para eso. Deuteronomio 28:22.
Especially if you're living in California.
Especialmente si vives en California.
Here in California,
En California,
the Zika mosquitoes are detected in 129 California cities.
el mosquito del Zika fue detectado en unas 129 ciudades de California.
Now, what's so interesting about this, and what is the Lord saying?
¿Qué tan interesante es eso y qué es lo que el Señor quiere decir con eso?
The Zika virus attacks the brain of the babies.
El mosquito del Zika, el virus, ataca el cerebro de los bebés.
Well, in California, they're not really using their brains anyway.
Bueno, en California no están utilizando su cerebro de todas formas.
So God said, I'll take it away from you.
Así que el Señor está diciendo, yo tomaré eso de ti.
And then you become a burden of the state.
Entonces te vas a convertir en un vegetal del Estado.
Okay, so better watch out, guys. It's coming to your state.
Así que tengan cuidado, señores, que eso puede ser que venga a tu estado.
All right, that's enough news for right now. There's a lot more.
Esto es todo de las noticias y hay mucho más.
And if you want the more news, send me an email at info@bethgoim.org.
Y si quieres el resto de las noticias, puedes mandarme un mensaje a info.
And if you're out there on the web,
si estás ahí en la página
on our
de internet,
YouTube station, hit the doggone donate
y si
button.
estás ahí en
Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. BGMC is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture. Truly, the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into his eternal word, not with just 1 or 2 scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of his kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.